A lot of people have been asking me about what has prompted me to take on the Pacific Crest Trail. And in short, 11 years ago, I hiked the Appalachian Trail, which is a long distance hiking trail on the East Coast, if you haven't heard of it. About 2,200 miles roughly. After I finished that trail, that experience of walking across the US for 7 months kind of opened my mind to other possibilities and other opportunities that exist. And that kind of led me over to Asia, where I lived in China and Taiwan for about 6 years collectively. Last year, I went to the Appalachian Trail Festival called Trail Days in Virginia, which is where like current and former thru hikers all get together in a small town and have a hoorah for the weekend, and all kinds of good food and people and music. Being there and just being around current thru hikers and meeting old friends, people that had hiked the Appalachian Trail. I guess it gave me the inspiration to start looking into another long trail. And I had a couple of different trails in mind, including the Daegu Daegan in South Korea, the HRP in France and Spain, as well as the Continental Divide in the Pacific Crest. And I kind of gravitated towards the Pacific Crest because I think with my current experience level and kind of the combination of factors in my life, it just seemed like the next trail to do. It just made the most sense. Talking a little bit about anticipating what to expect kind of on the trail. I'm most excited for the people, I think, honestly. Over the travels in most of my life, I think that's always tended to be the factor, I guess, that is most enriching. Obviously, there's good food in other parts of the world. There's interesting sights to see. There's all kinds of things to experience and new things to do and try. But I think the one thing that holds universally when you make the decision to go on a journey is the unique humans that you'll meet along the way. And that's, I think, what I'm looking the most forward to. Much like when I hiked the Appalachian Trail, I'd never been in the North before. Being born and raised in the South, there's all kinds of stereotypes, if you will, about Yankees and Northerners being this way or that way or rude or whatever. I remember crossing the Mason-Dixon line and meeting just some of the kindest, genuine, authentic, and direct, which is what I really like compared to Southern folks, people that I had ever encountered. And I fell in love with Vermont. I ended up going there to hike some more a year or two later. Yeah, I just really, really liked the area. So I think I'm going into the Pacific Crest Trail with a similar intention to just go and experience the people for who they are and learn about their way of life and learn about the world that they live in. Again, being from the South, there's lots of stereotypes about people from California and the West Coast and all of that and so forth, and just a kind of a general negative stereotype. And I don't believe that. I'm sure that's different. I'm sure that they have different values and different ways of living. But I believe, just like the people here, that they're good people. And I'm really looking forward to making some of those connections and, meeting other like-minded people along the way and learning a thing or two and kind of sharing my experience and being able to share that with all of you that are following the channel. If you were going to be going on this kind of adventure, right, you were going to be theoretically walking from Mexico to Canada, what would be some of the things that maybe you would anticipate coming across?
I would be so excited to meet new people that are amazing and kind. And I think that's important. It would thrill me, actually. And I would love to see all the beautiful landscape and get to enjoy it in the right way.
What is the right way?
Touching the ground.
Touching grass, as the kids say.
Touching the grass, climbing a tree, just for fun, in a spot, or cooking outdoors, but in a different place than where I'm used to.
My experience, I guess, like traveling has been that people are all kind of the same everywhere you go. It's getting over that finding that common denominator and getting over your differences and then connecting. And then you're like, oh yeah, we're like...
Well, people are the rainbow. And if you see them like they're the rainbow, instead of looking for something that's not right, they're going to give, if you expect people's best by being kind, you're going to get it. You really will. I don't think anybody wants to be terrible. I don't.
What's that proverb? A thief thinks that everybody steals. So it's your mindset, right? If you believe everybody's bad, then they're bad. But if you believe that
silly.
everybody, yeah, exactly. That's what I think,
It's so
right? Like,
silly.
why would you accept the negative viewpoint of the world? Like, that just sounds sad and depressing for yourself, but it's also not realistic because everybody's a rainbow, just like you said.
And hugs are super important because you might have just kept somebody off a cliff that day. And you don't even realize it. And you've made a friend for life.
Yeah.
And what's better than having friends?
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Exactly. Yeah. We're social creatures. We need each other.
yes, we do.
We enjoy being with each other. It's like, that's what we do.
And being on a trail, some people need to connect. So they wanted to do this trail, say, for their own personal growth. But they do need people. So they want to see people and to see somebody good that's like, oh my God, they're awesome. They're actually kind. Hey, this works, you know? You might have made a friend for even 10 miles. Maybe they were doing a 10-mile trip, but you got a friend for 10 miles and that's awesome.
Yeah.